Okay.
I don't know.
Welcome to the November 19th regular meeting of Lorain County Board of Commissioners. It's 5 o'clock. Let us begin the meeting with the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Riddell.
Here.
Commissioner Moore.
Here.
Commissioner Hung.
Here.
We have a quorum. Under resolutions number 1, investments.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
Yes.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Number 2, appropriations.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
Yes.
Number 3, transfers.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion.
Yes, note on line 6, Casey, that's our regular transfer to make the jail budget whole.
No, that's not. In this case, it looks like they are moving some funds from. Nice. I actually have to look there. They'd be moving some funds from.
Other accounts.
Rather than guess here, let me pull it up here. Okay. Looks like they're moving some funds within the personnel. So they're taking some money from the hospitalization accounts, from Medicare, from salaries, and moving it within their personnel expenses. So it looks like they're moving those monies over to their salary line to take care of whatever shortages may be for the remainder of the year.
Okay,
Anything further?
thank you.
Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
Yes.
Number 4, advances repayments. There were none. Number 5, requisitions.
3 pages. Page 2, Victor. Page 3, Victor. Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
Yes.
Number 6, travel.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
Yes.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Number 7, bills.
That's page 1 of the general fund. Page 2 of the general fund, Victor. Special revenue, please. Page 2, special revenue. Page 3.
One more page. I think it is.
Ah.
Yeah.
There we go. This one's not on the same format, but this is the, you'll see the almost 30,000 that's for poll worker, booth poll worker pay for the election.
Move to approve pages 1 through 6.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell,
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
yes,
Number 8, county commissioners may recess an executive session to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, along with any other matters as specifically identified by motion, in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code 121.22 G 1 through 8. Are you going to executive session? No.
No executive session tonight?
Move to approve the personnel summary sheet, once it gets focused in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell,
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
yes.
I don't have any forms for any public comment on the agenda items. Is there any old business from the board? No? Board business. D9, approve and waive the reading of the county commissioners meeting minutes of November 8th of 2024.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell,
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
Yes,
Number 10, decision on the muni annexation of 141.8426 acres from Pittsfield Township to the City of Overland. Attorney John Clark, agent for petitioner, City of Overland.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion.
Yes. Would you like to go first, or do you have anything?
Sure.
Yeah.
I attended the Pittsfield Township trustee meeting last night for the purposes of seeing how they were doing when we last looked at this issue. They've had about 10 days to meet with the city of Oberlin, and they have indicated that the communication avenues are open, and that they have a feeling that their concerns will be listened to and addressed as much as possible. And so, to that end, my understanding is the city of Oberlin has met the requirements necessary for this annexation. And again, I made the motion to proceed to grant the annexation petition to the city of Oberlin. And I see Mr. Clark is here. Is there anything that
I
I,
think that we had a good meeting with one of the trustees, 2 members of the community. I think you're.
oops, sorry, John.
We- yeah, we can hear you,
Happens all
but-
the time in
We can
council
hear you, but
meetings.
nobody else
We
can.
we had a good meeting with trustee Lake, 2 members of the community, including Mr. Clark, who spoke here. I think both sides were encouraged by the dialogue that we had and will continue to have as this project goes forward. So I think your summation was accurate.
Well, thanks.
You're right.
But it's still my understanding, though, that the township still have the ability to probably negotiate with the third phase of the annexation. Is that true?
That the third phase is part of the annexation agreement that we have in place. Part of our discussion was the necessity to revisit our annexation agreement because it's, 2006. So we'll be looking at that next year. But the annexation agreement requires their consent for the third phase because it's part of the district. that's
Right, so you
subject.
still need, the township trustees you still need their consent for the third.
No, the consent
No,
is set on.
the agreement says they shall cooperate and
Yeah.
consent.
I think I think that I would support what what Mr. Clark is saying is that agreement is so old and we're a step ahead of where we need to be, that all the parties seem to be operating in good faith at this point. They intend to sit down at the table, and they've started to sit down at the table. And when they get there, and when we get to the point where the details are on the line, then we'll find out. But this is sort of a carve out here because it's the single. It's just that it's a different statute. There's not
Correct.
a lot of
Yeah,
discretion.
that's
It's-
right. Yep.
we're one step ahead from where we need to be right now. So
Good.
But how about the townships? Are they comfortable with
Yeah,
that?
I believe so, from what John's saying, from what Jeff's saying.
Well, the next annexation will be under the current agreement. I
Right.
think we're gonna spend the bulk of next year looking at our agreement to work
Right.
everything
Okay, that's what I
out.
wanted to hear. Okay,
Yeah,
then,
from what I understand from the trustees, that they are aware of that. Nobody in the townships is happy about the way that the law is written. Neither is any commissioner I've ever worked with happy with the way the law is written. Oberlin may be happy with the way the law is written,
Well, not
But-
really,
but they are aware of it.
yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean,
that's fine
but the
too.
next step is a whole different animal, and we'll deal with that when it comes up.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's old. Okay.
Thank you.
We have, as of last night, we have every reason to believe that commissioners have been put in this spot as merely though to execute the agreement, but I would say from last night that we have every reason to believe that being good neighbors is gonna wear out over the other concerns, and I thank you, John, for the city of Oberlin taking that lead.
For that extra time.
Thank you.
Anything
Well,
further?
Yeah, I do, but
Go.
it's gonna be long. I figured I should just gave you the letter. I'm not too happy with the way this is heading, with annexations as a county commissioner. And what I did is I sent letters down to the CCAO. I've sent letters to our senators and our state reps. And like what you said earlier, the way the law is read, it's basically leaving everything up to the commissioners, which I believe kind of politicizes it sometimes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read you what I sent. And I did give a copy to the prosecutor's office, which I was shocked he actually liked it.
Well, I saw the letter and I said, "Oh my God!" And then I read it and I said, "Okay, I understand where you're going now." So.
But for the public record, in regards to this issue, I felt it appropriate to read it because this happened so quickly since our last meeting. I wanted to get some information from the state, and you know, if they think county government's slow, work with the state, right? But I sent this out on my own behalf of Lorain County. I'm reaching out to advocate for an important change to Ohio's annexation process. Like you said, everyone's been complaining about this for decades. We believe that a shift in decision-making authority from the county commissioners to the judicial approval would bring consistency, fairness, and a more thorough legal analysis to annexation decisions across Ohio. This change would align Ohio with states like West Virginia, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina, all of which successfully rely on judicial oversight for annexations. Currently, Ohio's county commissioners are tasked with determining whether annexation petitions meet the necessary legal requirements. However, the majority of commissioners across Ohio's 88 counties are not trained attorneys, leading many to rely on the guidance provided by their county prosecutor's office. While this advice is invaluable, it does not substitute for the impartiality and comprehensive legal assessment that a judicial review would provide. A judicial approval process would ensure that annexations are thoroughly examined within the legal framework they merit, while reducing the potential for misinterpretations and inconsistencies that might arise from limited legal experience. Judicial oversight would also relieve commissioners from decisions that may carry significant legal weight, placing these decisions in the court system where they naturally belong. As a neighboring state, West Virginia offers an accessible model for this approach. In West Virginia, cities seeking annexation submit petitions to the court, where a judge assesses the factors such as service availability, the impact on residents, and other statutory requirements. This process ensures that all perspectives are considered and that the outcome is lawful, fair, and balanced decision that serves public interest. The County Commissioners Association's support for this change would greatly benefit commissioners across Ohio. By shifting annexation oversight to the judiciary, commissioners could focus on other aspects of their roles and responsibilities without the need for direct legal education, and this approach offers a practical solution given counties consistent with legal sound outcomes. Now, why am I doing this? Why am I saying this? Why am I sending it? Because a couple weeks ago, I got a notification from the CCOA saying, hey, the commissioners, we're working for you. We're going to bump your income up. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not why you're down there. You're down there to help us out with this kind of stuff. And that kind of rubbed me wrong that they were more excited about increasing commissioners' pay instead of helping us with legal decisions such as this, because I feel that's what the association should be doing, is helping all 88 counties and our commissioners with this kind of stuff. this is the kind of issues that was happening 25 years ago. Nobody liked it. When we came here before, and when we came back here 4 years ago, we had some issues, and nobody wanted to vote. Nobody liked it. But everyone kept saying the same thing. That is the law. That is the state. So maybe this will force the state of Ohio to revisit. And Lorain County has been pretty good at leading the way with like our Veterans Association and how they're allowed to now compensate some of our homeless veterans. And I'm hoping Lorain County can lead the way again and maybe put this where it belongs, which is in our court system. Because, Dan's got to swear everybody in, and we're not lawyers. So, but thank you for allowing me to read this. This is what I mailed out. This is what I was hoping to discuss with the township trustees. They did not come in. So I'm just wanted that for the record. So Teresa has something to do with why, and type it up in the minutes. So-
I'll just get a
so
copy of it, thank
I
you.
know. Well, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to at least say that. Thank you.
Anything further?
Nope.
Call the vote.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Yes, under protest.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Number 11, accept the Chalco Consulting Group actuary report and establish Lorain County Healthcare Plan premium rates effective January 1st of 2025.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? Commissioner Moore?
Oh,
Well, wait a minute.
I got a second. What's that?
Yeah. That's what I thought we were gonna do, talk a little bit about this. Now, have you talked to people, Jeff? You were supposed to,
How did the meetings last week go? That's what I was gonna ask you.
give it to Karen, she'll fix it for you, Jeff.
Sorry. The meetings went very well. We had one in the morning, one in the afternoon. There was quite a few questions. Steve was involved in the process, as well as Brad and Mike Esposito in the process, and it went well.
He's having a lot of technical difficulties today.
They ought to know on 5 o'clock on Friday night that on Tuesday. I am having technical
Can you just
difficulties.
give, you give Karen the
I was
microphone?
gonna say, let's start the motion over.
It must be the time change, right?
It's been a long day of meetings and my voice is failing me again.
That's the third commissioners' meeting today.
That's right. But, with the 8.7, Steve is here, our actuary, if there's any questions that you have that actually looks out at the 5 years and looks at see where we should be. We've met our reserve, and we will be changing the prescription drug to Truist. It's TrueScript, and which is going to save us a little over $4 million. So if Steve would be more than happy to come up and give him a better explanation than I'm doing right now.
Is that true, Steve?
I didn't catch the last part.
You give a better explanation than what I just gave.
You've been voluntold.
Come on
Would-
up, Steve.
Come on up to the microphone, please, Steve.
I don't think Steve wants to come up.
So it is a two-step process. The first step is to forecast healthcare claims and administrative costs for 2025 without making changes. And then the second step is to incorporate the change to TrueScripts based on they had data for 1 year's worth of claims and repriced all those claims for approximately $4.6 million of projected savings. So I incorporated that into the calculation. I should take one step back. What I said in the two sessions we had last week was the bad news was the actual projections for 2024 were on target. We were under target on the medical side, but over on the prescription drug side, and in total, we were on target. And that's the bad news. So had we not gone to RFP, or Brad didn't go to RFP, we would have had a 19.5% increase for 1/1 of 25. But incorporating the change to TrueScripts adjusts that to an 8.7% adjustment. So that's, in total, call that step one. What do we believe cost will be for next year. That's break even. It's not adding or subtracting to it, so we're not deficit spending, hopefully, and we're not adding to the reserves. The second part of what Jeff was explaining is last year you adopted a funding and reserve policy that other entities in Lorain County use, such as the schools, the Lake Erie Regional Council, which is a consortium of schools. They have the policy in place, and then Lorain County Community College also has it. And that basically says, let's make sure that we're maintaining reserves over a 5-year period, so we're not doing anything short-term that might put the trust in harm or have too much in assets. So that policy then projects out what we believe costs will be in 5 years using simple trending of the current 25 budget. Based on that, the target would have been about 28%. Your reserve policy says we're going to target 30%. But the reserve policy gives us the opportunity to have a window. What it says is we go above 35%, and some do. Hopefully we have that happen. Then the commissioners may consider doing a premium holiday to bring those reserves down. And then on the flip side, if you were to be below 25% in that 25-year forecast, then the policy says the commissioners may choose to add to the in this case, 8.7% to add additional assets to the reserves so we can maintain them over that 5-year period. How's that?
Okay. A couple of quick questions for you, Steve, just for the public record, because they were issues that were discussed last year at this time. And so I'd like to revisit those to show that we do have continuity. And the first is that there was some concern that the claims would mitigate, that after post-COVID, that our claims experience would go down. And, would you speak to the fact that whether that did or didn't happen?
It didn't happen, and I didn't anticipate it to happen. That was an area of concern going into 2021 and 22. We did see it in some portions of the state, like Central Ohio and Southeast Ohio were hit by it, but overall, the bounce was not significant, and that would have occurred in 22 or 23, not in 24. So to answer your question, there was no bounce in the COVID claims. These were basically normal claims.
Okay. And is it possible to tell us how we moved the copay from 80 from 20% to 0 on preventive care? Are we able to tell yet if we've achieved any benefits of accentuating the preventive care versus crisis care?
Well, for participants, the cost is free. And we did not see any material cost increases. During one of the sessions last Friday, the question was, well, if people are going out and getting new prescriptions because now they've discovered they have high blood pressure or some other disease that they require to be on maintenance drugs. Those medicines, maintenance type medicines, are not high cost drugs. Trying to think of the one for high blood pressure. I can't think of the name.
Lipitor?
Lisinopril.
Yeah, lisinopril. Thank you. A 90-day supply is about $10. So we hope that the individuals that went and had their preventative services and are being appropriately prescribed drugs. So no material impact one way or the other.
So, but we might be able to, on the glasses half full side of life, we could say that people are getting things checked out and taking care, which causes a little bit of bump in the prescription care, but overall, our people are taking care of their health and accomplishing what the plan is there for.
Yes, that's the goal.
Any other questions for Steve?
Nice to see you again.
All right, thank you.
I guess the first 15 minutes we weren't on live.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So want to start over?
No.
Yeah,
I think it was Amy that caught that. Thank you,
What
Amy.
did she? Yeah.
Call the vote?
Okay. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Number 12, authorize issuance not to exceed $1,150,000 water system improvement for North Ridge Road project, bond anticipation notes, Series 2024C. for the purpose of paying the cost of constructing and inquiring water system improvements on the North Ridge Road project, together with all necessary appetances thereto.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Number 13, authorize the issuance not to exceed $1,510,000 water system improvements for Broadway Water Main Project Bond Anticipation Notes Series 2024C for the purpose of paying the cost of replacing existing 6-inch, I don't know why it's T, water mains on Broadway between North Ridge Road and East 39th Street in Sheffield Township with a new 10-inch PVC main, including new hydrants, service connection, and pavement resurfacing, together with all necessary appetances thereto.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes, Casey, at this point, would you like to elaborate on what the process is? We're in the second one of,
Sure. Of
looks like six?
Six total, that's correct, yep. So the first three are, these are notes that are actually, this is not new money. These are notes that the commissioners have authorized to borrow in the past. Those notes, the terms on those notes are 1 year. So every year, we have to either roll those notes or go to bond. So for those first three, those are not new projects. Those are projects that have been progressing, and I think some are even finished. I would envision that some of these we will likely go to bond in this upcoming spring. We'll go ahead and move those notes over to bonds. And then the second two, or sorry, the last two of those first five, Sandstone Ridge Phase 2 and Lake Avenue Extension, those are in fact, those are new borrowings for our projects that I believe, and Bob can maybe help me out here, I think they're either already been out to bid or will be going out to bid shortly.
Sandstone Ridge has actually been out to bid, it's been awarded by the board. The Lake Avenue, we're in the process of putting together the specs to put that out to bid, hopefully by the end of the year.
So those two are new projects that we're borrowing new funds on the notes. And then finally, the sixth, which will be number 17, those are consolidation of those 5 notes. So that's a way for us to essentially save money on the transaction fees. So by combining all 5 of those into one issuance, we're able to, rather than paying individual transaction fees and individual issuance fees, we're able to consolidate those and do one bond anticipation note issuance. So.
Thank you. Any further questions? No?
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
14, authorizing the issuance not to exceed $410,000 water systems improvements for Grove Avenue Waterline Project, Bond Anticipation Note Series 2024C, for the purpose of paying the cost of replacing the existing 6-inch water main on Grove Avenue in Sheffield Township with a new 8-inch PVC main, including new hydrants, service connections, and pavement restoration, together with all necessary appetances thereto.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
15, authorize the issuance not to exceed $6,140,000 Sandstone Ridge Improvements Phase 2 Bond Anticipation Notes Series 2024C for the purpose of paying the cost of completion of Sandstone Parkway from the existing termini to State Route 58 in Amherst Township. This is approximately 2,900 linear feet of new county highway, including storm sewers, water lines, and sanitary lines, together with all necessary appetances thereto.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
16, authorize the issuance not to exceed $1,540,000 sanitary sewer improvements Lake Avenue Extension Project Bond Anticipation Notes, Series 2024C, for the purpose of installing approximately 2,600 linear feet of 8-inch diameter sanitary sewer, manholes, and laterals on Lake Avenue in Elyria Township, together with all necessary appetances thereto.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
17, consolidate the 5 bond anticipation notes issues of the County of Lorain, Ohio, into a consolidated bond anticipation note issue and establish the terms of such consolidated issue.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Under Children's Services 18, authorize and rescind various personnel in the Lorain County Children's Services Department to utilize the agency's MasterCard for the year 2024, not to exceed 2,500 in accordance with their permissible policy in the Ohio Revised Code.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
Yes.
Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Under the coroner, 19, authorize an increase to Lorain Visa credit card issued to Lorain County Coroner Frank Miller, Dr. Frank Miller, to utilize from 2,500 Lordy, to 8,000 in accordance with the permissible policy in the Ohio Revised Code 301.27.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
Yes.
Under the TB Clinic, 20, enter an agreement with the Ohio Department of Health for tuberculosis funding for Lorain County General Health District to provide these services and being reimbursed in the amount of $3,880 for 2025.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Hung.
Yes.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
County Administrator.
Good evening, Commissioners. We got a quick update for you this evening. So I think Commissioner Riddell alluded to the fact that this is our third board meeting today. So we had some pretty special visitors today at the Commissioner's office. We had about 15 students. Our first group this morning was from North Ridgeville. Our second group this afternoon was from Clearview High School. So Teresa and Chris put together a mock commissioners meeting for these students to participate and try to learn a bit about what Lorain County government does. I think that most of them were shocked that we had an $84 million budget.
That they approved.
That they approved with no questions asked. So I think all they wanted to do was get out of the hot seat up there, to be honest with you. So, but it was a great experience for everybody. I think that the students got to learn some new things about local government. We got to learn new things like using the word hip probably isn't a hip thing to do. But it was a lot of fun. And I did want to thank Teresa Upton and Chris Kish, our administrative assistant, for all their hard work that they put in to making our event a successful one. And we do hope to maybe do it again next year, increase the numbers of students that we get, and maybe increase interest in county government. I can hear Mr. Armbruster whispering in my ear that he wants to say something. Yes, we did. We did the Court of Common Pleas. They also had some hands-on experiences with the students. Forensics Lab, the County Engineer's Office, the Sheriff, 911, Solid Waste and the Sustainability Learning Center. So I think we had a total about 90 students that were spread out throughout different county offices and agencies today and got to learn a bit about what we do for the taxpayers. It was a lot of fun, a lot of work. And again, this is like our third commissioners meeting, so if I start nodding off, you'll understand why. Also wanted to mention, I noticed that we had some credit card issues on our agenda today. Casey and Mike in our fiscal department met with Mr. Armbruster and myself. They've been working with the prosecutor's office and also the auditor's office on updating our credit card policy. They've given us a draft, which we've both reviewed and had comments on, and I believe they're actually going to take that back to the prosecutors, yes?
Back to Kathy.
That's correct. Yep, back to the auditor's team and the prosecutor's team with
Yes.
those comments, yes.
So, I mean, that process is moving along. It's been a little long in the tooth. We need to kind of move it up a little bit. But we want to make sure we get it right. So with that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Armbruster.
So to add to the good news, last week we had another directors meeting, which we have almost monthly unless something gets in the way. But we actually were over at the Sustainability Center, and Dave Blevins just did a perfect job, and his entire staff, to show us what's going on over there, and it's a beautiful facility that hopeful that the schools will be able to use it. We'll figure out how to get transportation through some grants through the state or the federal government to help out the schools to get transportation over there to work with it. But it was probably the best directors meetings we've had because everybody participated and brought us up to date as the group. And to add to that, this week, we're having internal budget hearings, not only with meetings, I'm sorry, not hearings. The president of the board, the administration, and individual departments within the commissioners group, including the sheriff-elect Hall and prosecutor-elect Sillo will be coming over here, as well as the judges from that side of it too. So we look forward to those meetings and discussing their budgets as we move forward for 2025. That completes my report.
Short and sweet.
Okay, I have nothing. Board correspondence?
Move to waive the reading of the board correspondence.
Second?
Discussion?
This is one of the items this afternoon's commissioners came within one vote of actually, we had one commissioner vote no. And luckily, the other two voted yes, or we would still be sitting here reading the board correspondence.
I think before she retires, somebody should make her read it at least once.
We did make
I
it.
have.
Yeah,
Did you?
it was really short.
Yeah.
One time, one time. Let's say we've done it.
Be sick that day.
But under new business, I have a couple of quick comments on that.
Okay. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
New business.
I want to say that this morning and this afternoon they were new to me, but my understanding was this is the first time that the schools had brought people in and they had them actually take a look at government. Some of them a more mundane career, but the commissioner meetings were a little bit interesting to say the least. I want to, again, echo Karen Perkins' comments in that Teresa Upton and Chris Kish did a magnificent job. This is the second, community relations project that the two of them have tackled, and they came through with flying colors again. The first being our 200th anniversary, although I think there were parts of this one that were a little tougher.
A little bit.
But and I do want we've asked the students that were here to take a look at the video tonight, and see how the regular meeting went. So kudos to everybody for this one being, not too controversial. But I want to weigh in, and probably shouldn't. Political correctness should tell me not to do that, but as Dan knows, that hasn't stopped me before. But I think the three commissioners this morning, I think they were the A team, and the three commissioners this afternoon. Now, this morning was three gals, and this afternoon was three guys. And I don't know how it worked out like that, but that's the way it worked out. But the girls were not shy at all about digging in and doing their job, and they got rolling with all the official, first and seconding and everything, but the men were quite shy, and it took Teresa on her side of it with the student clerk, and I had the student president, and good thing we did that because they were like, what do we do now? Where are we going to go? But it was very educational, and the kudos to the afternoon group because they actually voted down extending the runway at the airport. So,
And also something else they voted no on. I forget what that was now.
yeah, once they got the drift of what they were doing, they said, "Let's
No.
vote no."
You're gonna get a call from the FAA now.
Yeah.
So, but it was a very educational process, and as Karen said, the students were also, they were downstairs at the forensics lab, they were out to the jail, they were over to the court system, so hopefully that will augment our goal of trying to get the community to understand what we do here in county government, and kudos to the staff that came in, and they all did their regular jobs for the students, so they participated today, a time well spent. But thanks to everyone that was involved. That's all I have for new business.
Okay. And I have no public comment forms.
There was no public comment. On that cheery note, we're adjourned.
Good deal here.